Hey guys, I'm Alan. This is my page, The Mad Drummer Art, where I share loads of stuff about my life as an artist and a drummer and all sorts of other cool stuff. Well, I think it's cool anyway. So yeah, this is one of my first live streams. Today I'm going to be working on this image here, and I'll try and chat to you about the process. I'm working almost entirely now in black ink. I've already shared a bit about this, and yeah, if you're watching this, then I hope you enjoy it. I'll be chatting about stuff, talking about the process, anything else that comes to mind, and just generally having a nice chill in the in this home studio. So feel free to ask some questions, and hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. All right. Hopefully that was a decent introduction. So you can see I've already made a good start here. You got a good feel for the those pencil lines there. I'm just going to be going over stuff in this black ink. So we've got the Hobbit movie on in the background, just to kind of enjoy that. And just try and settle into a nice chill drawing session really. So I'm going to use this FW ink. So it's a nice opaque black acrylic ink. There's a few bits here for me to touch up where the opacity hasn't been quite what I wanted, and I think just going back over some of these lines here, some of this black where you probably can't see in the on the screen there, but it's a little grey. What that means actually is that this now allows me just to kind of get warmed up. It's easy to forget to warm up, very much like when you go to the gym or doing any sport or playing drums, anything that needs you to just get your brain and your hands coordinating in a particular way. You might think as an artist you need to just kind of go straight into it, you know, but actually there's a lot to be said for getting into the flow before you start working on specific details. You'll see videos online where artists start an image around the eyes. A lot of artists will say not to do that, because that's kind of where a lot of the attention's going to go. Like this face here. I'm building up the detail around it, but the face itself I've left fairly blank so far, so that the visual interest and attention is on the eyes. That's the plan anyway. Clicking a few things on the old computer there because I hadn't actually set this as public accidentally. I always forget that when you live stream it's got like a kind of a fail safe where it actually sets it as private first. I'm guessing that's just in case things go wrong, so then you've got an opportunity to rectify it. You don't accidentally go live when you're not prepared, I suppose. I think everything's looking cool today. Nice and chill and calm in the studio. I guess the view for you guys isn't necessarily, I don't know, what do you make of it? It's just my arm, isn't it, you know? Right, so what's the plan for today? Well, in particular, so we've got this character here that is supposed to be holding a grain of sand. Now the idea is that this grain of sand is going to be like the main light source in this image. I want it to appear self-illuminated. Before we can do that, I want to build up some detail. So the plan is to start to develop this part of the image in black, and then I'll use white ink to create the impression that the light itself is emitting from this kind of enlarged grain of sand in the character's hands here. So I'm going in with just the tip of my brush now to add these hatching lines. Really fine. So last time, if you caught my last live stream, I was using a size 6 brush. This time I'm using a size 4. I felt like my lines were just a bit clumsy and a bit fat last time, and I'm happy with this size 4. Yeah, this size 4 is just adding that bit of finesse that felt like I was lacking last time. That's okay. That's just kind of part of the process, really, where you can start off with a bigger brush and build up kind of overall feel and shape of a piece before going in with your finer detailed stuff. Your brush kind of tends to start big and then you work down in size. I used to rush in too soon with a small brush, trying to work the detail in right from the beginning. Not only is that not as efficient, it also means that your overall shape language is quite poor. Blocking out the overall shape or shapes within an image is definitely worthwhile. So quiet here today. Got 2 cats and they've been out so far, but they've just come in. They wanted to come in just before this live stream started. And they're just lazing around somewhere, living their best life, you know. So I have quite shaky hands, and doing this kind of fine line work means I often hold my breath. You'll notice, like sometimes when you're painting on like vertical paper like this, you can hold your brush in different ways, so I'll get like free, flowy lines like that. But for this fine work, I do like to rest on something on the board here. So I've got to be really careful that I don't smudge my lines. I'm trying to work from sort of top left down to lower right. I know I've already inked around here, but that's dry now. Still just got to be really careful in terms of how steady my hand is, but also being careful not to smudge as I go. And actually having the right angle for your line direction is really important. So what many artists or draftsmen will do is actually rotate the canvas. Sorry, getting a view hopefully over my shoulder there, because oops, I'll tell you in a minute. There we go. Right, so there's a really interesting book. This one, How to Draw, and it's by Scott Robertson. So what he says in this book is of vital importance to anyone drawing. And he says to only ever draw a single line. I'm struggling with that because of the angles here, but I can work with it. The thing with only ever drawing one line is you've practiced it so many times, and so I tend to go kind of in that direction wherever possible, so you can be kind of quick and flicky with it, which is why I'm trying to rotate my body a little bit. In fact, I'm going to walk across the camera and coming from this angle, and hopefully you'll be able to see just how much more kind of natural that is. There we go. I can get in between those and just a little flicks in. There we go. It's a little bit like the Bruce Lee principle of not fearing the man who's practiced 1,000 kicks once, but one kick 1,000 times. That's the idea. But you're kind of using muscle memory to just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm just trying to build up this texture and visual interest around this piece. Some different shapes in, different line weights and areas of shadow. Trying to preserve some space here as well, but like I said, I'll be going in with white ink, try to really sell that idea of the light emerging from this. I don't know how happy I am with the hands so far. I feel like some areas have kind of lost their shape, but this is only one small part of this full image. I'm not too hung up on that idea just yet. I don't want to just get hung up on this one bit, because you can see I've got all this left to do, and I'm not the fastest artist in the world, that's for certain. I'm probably one of the slowest, but you know.